Perfect example, right? And Linkin Park is great. I'm gonna say this: Linkin Park is at its peak when Mike is not involved, right? Let's just be honest. Let's just keep it a buck, chat, right? Let's keep it a sec. When it's just Chester and now when it's just Emily, great songs, heavy, fucking. They go with the song, the vocals. Like it's stupid. Like this right here is my top 5. Is in my top 3 all time Linkin Park. Goated. There was an identity to the song. There's tension. God, Chester, bro, I could cry.
Sometimes I need to remember just to breathe. Sometimes I need you to stay away from me. Sometimes I'm in disbelief, I didn't know.
Like there's little things on this one song and of course obviously the other albums that differentiate these 2 records from everything else they've done, including the new album. It's those little nuances, right? It's the scratching of the turntable during the verse and the intro. It's Chester's, you hear Chester's pain, right? The songs were just heavy. There was emotion to it. There was identity, right? In the new album, I don't think any song really had an identity that you could pick out from a group of music, right? There was nothing like, yeah, you can hear Emily and Mike, you know it's Linkin Park, but nothing on that album is gonna have me like, oh yeah, that's Casualty. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, that's what, name another fucking song. There was nothing of any instrument really made me sit here and say, this is innovative, this is new, this is creative. But Linkin Park was known for integrating hip hop, rock, obviously, right? But just listening to the verses, into the intro, like you hear Johan scratching the fucking vinyls, dog. But now it's like he's just pressing a button on a sample and it's not the same. The energy just isn't the same. But here it's raw, it's angry, like Kitten said. So comparing, and I'm not comparing the vocals, I'm not comparing Chester and Emily, but just production, the writing, the energy. The new album is a shell of what this band was, and that's not because Chester's not here anymore. Everything about the new album is a fraction of what this band was when they first drew. And again, I'm not doing the Chester thing. Just listen to this and try to tell me that anything that came out off this new album sounds remotely close. That scratch. Come on, dude. My dad said it to me best. When I showed him Emptiness Machine when they dropped it, it sounds like 2012 Linkin Park. And to me, he ain't wrong because the era after Hunting Party, I fell out of that time. I'm conflicted with that era of Linkin Park because, like I said earlier, Mike is a culture vulture. Because if I'm not mistaken, after Minutes to Midnight, the culture of music shifted to electronic music and dubstep was becoming a thing. And then out of nowhere, Linkin Park is now kind of EDM-ish, with the synth and the ambience. So to me, Mike is a culture vulture. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
Feel like I trusted you too well. Sometimes I just feel like shutting down myself.
Dog, if you were in middle school or high school and you heard this song, you punched yourself in the face in a fit of depression and suicidal ideologies. I'm sorry. Like, Granted, I might have projected there because I did that a lot. There was like, you just felt what he was saying. And this isn't even to compare it to the new Linkin Park record, but comparing it to really any other band. You felt this. Like, you felt it. You got chills.
I did you too well. Sometimes I just feel like screaming at myself. That's it.
And it's also very possible that I'm very biased, because I can honestly be on here and say that this album saved my fucking life. That wasn't a jab, you know what I mean? Like the suicide ideologies, like that was a real thing. But if it wasn't for this album, or maybe even Hybrid Theory 2, a lot of people would not be here. This album gave people a voice, dude, from start to finish. This is how you open an album. This is the very first song. And I said this, and again, this isn't shade to the newer generation of fans, but if you weren't here for this, don't tell us who were here for this how to act, because we have that emotional connection to this. Even to this day, I can play this in the shower and I'm feeling that 9th grade, 10th grade Nick, and I'm angry. Like, we're not going to get a band that does this, or an album, I should say, because we got the band, and the band ain't what it is. We're not going to get an album like this, right? Like this song, and even to this day, and I can't listen to Breaking the Habit. I truly can't. Or I will fucking break down. Like, there were just certain songs that give you that feeling of not only vulnerability, but a way to be like, hey, if you want to know how I feel, listen to this. Listen to the song. That's how I feel. Because in those moments, you can't convey it. You can't speak it, right? People use music to speak it for them. And for me, speaking for me, this was my first album that allowed me to tell people what I was really feeling. At the end of the day, we still have these albums, and that's what we can take away, because that was, yes. Yeah, for sure. And again, I'm not comparing Chester to Emily. The new album could save kids too. I get it. But I don't like the internet shitting on people that was indifferent to the switch of tone. Because like I said, this album